found something. I don't know what it is.
I think I got a problem. A marketplace problem. Welcome back. I got a story for you guys. Now you all might be aware that I kind of like samurais. And I enjoy turning them into hardcore rock crawlers, sidekick, and even rear steer monstrosities. But I honestly can't help myself to get on Facebook Marketplace and just see if there's other ones out there. And sure enough, I found what I thought was just a samurai shell right here on Facebook Marketplace. Now this ad was very vague and it actually made me think that I was just buying a shell, nothing more. Like I really just wanted the hood, a good set of doors, and some spare parts in case I ever smash any of mine up. And trying to find samurai hoods is getting harder and harder to find. So this thing had been sitting in a field for over 20 years, and I called my buddy Patrick. If you remember Patrick, he was on Grindhard Plumbing for a while. Now he started his own YouTube channel called Elevated Fab Works, and he came out and helped me pull this thing out of the ground.
Dude, you freaking healthaholic.
Right?
Yeah, the trees are just growing all around it. It's actually kind of crazy.
What baseball helmet is that?
Oh, they had a whole team. Oh. Oh, that's cool. It's an old license plate. So Colt decided that this thing is worth every bit of what the guy's asking. So we're gonna load her up, take her home. What year is it, Colt?
Gone.
Gone. Oh boy. Well, it's a Samurai.
If I were to guess, I'd say anytime between 87 to 90.
All right, 87 to 90.
You know another great thing about Samurais?
What's that?
They have mechanical steering, so it steers just as good when it doesn't run as when it does.
Considering I bought axles and a T-case for 500 bucks, I think you did all right.
I feel like I won.
Yeah, and I feel like I got a good deal on the $500 axle and T-case.
Right?
Glad you enlisted me for all this hard work, Colt.
Right?
Like we were saying on the way over here, you never know here in this part of New Mexico. It could be the best day of your life or the worst day of your life.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, buddy. Look at this. Colt, I don't think you have any more room at your house, man.
You know what? I'll just leave it at your house. Win.
Win.
Now, what we didn't know is that the owner was going to have a tractor and actually be able to help us move it out. So can you guys believe that that thing actually has its drivetrain? Now I kind of want to see if I can get it running. So you can see from the outside, this thing looks pretty rough. The seats are all mangled out. It does have the bumper and it has the grill. You know, I mean, the interior is pretty much gutted. Tires are totally rotten. You can see that they've been in the earth for a while. That's multiple layers of tire there. Need a piece of tire? But what blew my mind is that this thing actually has what looks like all the components. And the keys are still in the ignition. This is why I wanted it. Look at this hood. I mean, it has surface rust, but man, that's straighter than any of the hoods I own. Wasp nest. What blew my mind away is that it has all of this stuff. Like that's pretty rare to see somebody keep all of this stuff on a Samurai. I think there's a nest in here. Wow, no nest. That's kind of a shocker. I got Shanna here to help me. The first thing I want to do is check the oil, because you never know the reason that this thing got parked to begin with. Well, we don't got anything gray, so that's a plus. Looks like regular oil. Smells like regular oil. All right, you got the jump box. This thing is all stock. Like, that's the stock little poopy alternator that these things came with. We even got stock mouse poopies. Vacuum advance. Oh yeah, somebody's chewed on that wire. Definitely low on brake fluid too. I can almost guarantee this battery's dead. Oh yeah, battery's so dead. Now Samurais have a neutral safety switch, so you have to push in the clutch to start it. Oh, we got lights. It's turning over. That means the engine's free. Okay, so I'm gonna have Shanna try to start this thing. I'm gonna hit it with some carb cleaner. Let's see if it'll fire off. I'm gonna clean the battery first though. All right, I think this battery is all done. It's rusted. Ugh. Well, that's loose enough. Wrench stays with it. There we go. Well, if we can't get it bolt loose, we'll just pry it off, I guess. All right. All right, let's see if it'll turn over now. It was turning over so slow it wasn't going to start anything. We'll find out if it's a starter power cable issue or just a battery issue. Oh yeah. Oh, that almost just started. Oh, we're getting closer. I just squirreled out. I was looking at stuff in this thing, and look at this. Oh yeah, a free tool. It's definitely gonna need some WD-40. All right, Shanna, you ready to try this again?
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead and push the clutch in and then pump the gas as you try to start it. It's alive! Pump it. It's running. I think we got fuel into it. I think we actually got fuel into the thing now.
It's off the gas now. It's running on its own.
Oh. Darn it. I was all excited. I was like, I think we actually got fuel up the fuel pump. All right, well, it runs. Now I'm not afraid to get some parts for it, see if we can get it, like, actually running.
I can't believe we got that started.
Sewn seat's still holding up good. So we pushed this thing up with a tractor. I got an old forklift, but it's still not gonna get all the way up to that. So I wanna go ahead and put some tires on here. We went by the local Tractor Supply, picked up some trailer tires, and we're gonna throw them on here. Heck, these look like trailer wheels. Oh, cool. You guys know what that is? That's a praying mantis egg. Crazy. Dangerous. Hey, it rolls with no weight on it. We have the cheapest tires I could get, Antegos. Never even heard of that. It does say trailer service only. It's a 205 7515, which is what's on here. I normally would never say run trailer tires on your vehicle, but the Samurai probably weighs less than most trailers. It's only like 2,100 pounds factory. And with missing half the stuff, I'd say it's more like 1,800 pounds. Oh yeah, look at all that trailer tread. This bead buster is still one of my favorite tools for popping tires off the rim. It's quick, it's easy, and if you're interested in it, I'll add an Amazon link down here below, because you can just buy these online and throw them up. Ugh. All right, well, they're all on, but I can't get them to seat. I've had them sitting in the sun for an hour now, and I still can't get them to expand enough. I tried the ratchet strap trick. I tried compressing it and like pushing on it in different ways, and I just can't seat it. I don't have one of those cheetahs, the big air bump that you can just hit it and pop that tire. So I'm gonna have to run these to the tire shop. Oh. Unhook the trailer again. Yay. That's probably safe, right? Treadworks in Farmington. That's James running away because he doesn't want to be in camera. They've been around for 34 years, They just made easy work of this. They just popped these on, no problem with that cheetah. I might have to look into that, but thing is done. I also think this is where Lauren Healy comes to get his tires put on too. All right, hook this up now or I'll forget. I get asked all the time, how come you moved from South Dakota to New Mexico? This, right here. It's January. I'm in a t-shirt. Now the rotors don't look pretty. And I still don't even know if these axles roll. Hey, it does roll. Oh yeah. That looks goofy, but it works. This looks like a good tire chock. Perfect. That was a finger killer tire. This one only has 4 lug nuts, so I guess I'm over here like my buddy Sean from Trailmater, you know, the old 4-lug thug. Back wheel spins. Mobile again. Oh, it's not light. Shannon ran to the store while I was gone, so I have to push this by myself, I guess. And what I don't know is if the brakes work at all. Let's give it a test. I'm not even sure how I can test it by myself, but the only way is by testing it by myself. I got something. Okay, well that's good to know. I think I'll wait for her to get back. We'll pull this thing off. I gotta move these ramps in anyway, because this thing's way too small for this. Well, I just called Shannon. She's still ways out, so let's just go for it. What's worse can happen? We smash into that one, I guess. I don't know. First gear. Oh, first gear doesn't work. Nothing works. Okay. Well, we didn't die. Oh, didn't know I could turn the tires doing that. Oh, just a couple thousand pounds on dirt. Feet are like. Now we're where I can work on it. All the busted up chairs. I'm gonna take this out before I break it. That thing is mint, son. Woo! Almost as nice as my old Suzuki and my golden nugget grills there. Yeah. We will temporarily hang it here with the Pacer grill. Now, why that's a big concern is I put it in gear and it still rolled forward. So my only hope is that the T-case is in neutral. Well, we're gonna find out right now. Try to do it without hacking my arm up. Well, that's in gear. Good to know. T-case was just in neutral. That's a win. And guess what? The guy called me today. He's got the title. He's going to mail it to me, even though he's only down the road, but he's going to go ahead and mail it to me. I thought I was getting like a $500 Samurai hood. Like I said, I can't believe that we got it to actually fire off, number one, that it's in as good shape as it is, and that it had been sitting for so long. Get back underneath here and see what our fuel problem is. If I were a bet man, I would say number one, the fuel has got to be old. Like I could smell it and it just stunk. So I feel like our fuel is in horrible shape. Secondly, it's probably got a bad fuel pump and it's not picking it up. That's my only guess. I don't really know for sure. The only way to find out is to try to drain the fuel tank and then see what's inside and then see if we can get some good gas in here. So I think we'll start there. Antivirus on everything. I'm gonna know what to do with this thing if I actually get it running. Now we can see inside here. Well, that hose is bad. Very obviously bad. So one of many that I'll probably need to fix. I wonder if the fuel gauge works. Because if it does, it says we are EE, full empty. Oh, please don't be locked. Please don't be locked. Yes. Win. So one of the things I want to go ahead and try to do here first is I'm going to take an air chuck, throw air in here, and see if I can get air up there at the carburetor. If that's the case, then I know I at least have a line, and if I hear any air underneath, then I know I have a broke line. After that, then I might try to go ahead and put some fuel in this thing. This is for a shock post, and that's gonna be my seal, I think. Just like that. Homemade air seal. Whew, stinks. Like definitely building pressure back. Yeah, you can see it, pressure's back. I'm not seeing any gas or anything on the ground, so that's a good sign. Since I'm by myself, I can't really hit that and listen to that, because that's what I wanted to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour gas in and see what happens. And if there is a leak, I guess the gas is just gonna leak on the ground and we'll make a boom boom later, I don't know. And yes, I still have one of these old fuel tanks and I'm keeping every single one. All right, I made a little bit of a mess, but I don't see any messes on the ground. That's a good sign. Let's see if we can get it to start now. Tough to do by yourself. Smell ether. Almost had it. Almost had it.
Oh, you almost had it.
All right, I might need just a skosh more help, but we're getting closer. Let's try it this way, maybe. Come on. Ooh. Try that. Blast in the butt. So close. Bowl's full now. See if it'll fire. I'd say the fuel gauge doesn't work at all because it's still showing E, and I put about 4 gallons in, which is almost half. You know, this thing's only got a 10-gallon tank. Hasn't budged. Which makes me know that I'm gonna have to work on this fuel system a little bit more in depth than what we have right now. While I have to order parts or go get stuff, I might as well go ahead and top these things off while I see them. See if we got a leaky radiator anyway. That'll give me one more thing to look into if I need to get it. Right. That wasn't as low as I thought it was. It's just low off the top. We'll see, it's still bubbling out, but at least got a little bit in there. And the master cylinder, which is also extremely low. All right. Now we got brake fluid. Well, now that Shanna's back, let me see if I can get it started where I can actually have her trying to start it while I'm trying to put fuel into the system and see if we can actually get it to keep running. All right, and pump the gas. And... Oh gosh, don't do that.
What was that?
Backfires. All right, we definitely got to work on it. It was parked for a reason, I'm sure. It blew out a bunch of smoke.
Yeah.
Yuck. Look at that. I'm gonna look at this distributor. The way this thing's spitting and popping, I just want to see what condition this cap is in. Well, that ain't bad. Everything in there looks pretty darn good. This is definitely not that. Well, we'll just keep hunting down parts. All right, well, I'm gonna have to go to the store, get some parts. Patrick called. He's actually going to pick up a Trestle. We're going to go help him do that. And then in the morning, we'll be back on this thing. That's fire. All right, we're good. Yeah, it shot a fireball. I think I'm just gonna need to get some tune-up parts.
So Colt went to get parts, and I am going to clean this all up for whenever he gets back. So I'm gonna get rid of all of that field mice debris. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Well, there's not much left of this chair. Stay tuned for what we're gonna do to it. I found something. I don't know what it is. It's a giant briefcase, plastic briefcase thing. Let's open it and see if there's anything in it, so we can tell Colt we found a treasure. Ooh. It's got a lot of foam. Aw, it's empty. Maybe we could do something with the box. Anybody need a brand new, never used scraper thingy? Samurai. I think Colt needs that. We're gonna keep this. Okay, we got that all cleaned up. Now we're gonna vacuum it, including vacuuming that, because that's gotta get clean for the parts. I think I'm gonna do that first.
I'm back. Oh yeah. That thing was starting to become part of the earth, huh? So no auto parts stores in all of Farmington, Aztec, Bloomfield, anywhere in the area has the mechanical fuel pump for the Samurai in stock. So I went ahead and ordered one just in case, because obviously it's not working. Obviously I don't have fuel up, but it might be locked up. So I've had them where they don't allow fuel to go through them. But what they did have is an electric fuel pump, a cheap inline pump that I can put back at the tank. Hopefully that'll work. If not, we'll have to wait till tomorrow to get that pump in. They also did not have the factory fuel filter. I just got the cheap inline fuel filters and then some extra fuel line, because who knows how nasty this stuff is. It looks pretty crusty in there. So the odds of these fuel lines needing a little bit of work are high. I don't like engine fires too often, so that's not really my thing. You've been vacuuming it up. I don't have nearly as, I only got like a couple mouse poops now, not a whole pile.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. Do you want to see a treasure I found?
Sure.
Ready?
Yeah. Is that a Pelican box?
Yeah.
Sick.
There's nothing in it. The foam's there.
Is the foam in it?
Yeah. See? I opened it, I promise.
Cool.
It's got all the foam.
Yeah, nice. A storage box for the old Samurai. Now you're only going to be sitting on little pieces of dead glass instead of like a whole chunk of it.
In a bar.
Yeah. Getting cleaner. That is at least 20 years of seat decay. A little mold. See if we can get this thing out and then move the Tea Party Rover out, and then we'll bring this over there. It's like somebody started to work on it. I don't know if they passed away or what, but then everything just got stopped. Oh, that's bright. Like I said, nobody anywhere even remotely close has a mechanical fuel pump for this Samurai 1.3 liter motor. So I have to go with an electric pump. So if you're ever gonna put an electric pump in, especially on a carbureted vehicle, you want it as close to the fuel tank as possible. That's gonna actually make it work a lot better all the way up there. The problem is this. This is really the only place I can put it in. Now this is the stock fuel filter. I don't think it's ever been changed out from the looks of it, and this could be a huge part of our problem. But I do want to put that pump in here, and I think what I'm gonna have to do is take these lines off, roll the lines out so that I can get the pump way out here because it's much larger than this, and then roll a line back in over this. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. First thing we gotta do, take that bad boy out. Come on. Says, that is a lot of crusties. I'll cut you out of there. Don't make me cut you. Yeah, all right. We're getting the saw. Let's get that 10 millimeter and then we'll cut it out. Well, that has fuel coming out of it, so that tells me we do have something. Sure as heck ain't coming out of the top. Could be a fuel filter problem. 100%. It's coming out that end. Ain't coming out that end. Not quick anyway. Yeah, there it goes. A little better. Yuck. Alright, that's going in there. Put this here, because maybe one day I'll be able to find the right fuel filter too. Alright, let's see if we can get this end to come loose at least. Oh man, these are tight. Old crusties. I'm gonna work on this. Yay! All right, so what I did here is the ground. I'm just gonna put in the stock location for the fuel filter and we'll just set it down here. And that should work pretty good. Now, I'll run this hose out around, catch the fuel filter out here and then circle back in, and this one will kind of do the same. I'll just have to come out, around and back in. So it's gonna be a little longer of a line, but it'll work. I got everything ran, line, fuel filter, made sure it was the correct direction it needed to go, around, into our fuel pump, ground's hooked up, still gotta hook up our hot lead, and then made a nice big swooping loop back into our hard line for our fuel line. And that's just so nothing kinks, nothing works. And then I went ahead and zip tied this up. This line can move here just a little bit, but it can't move it all up here. Like this is hard mounted here, so it's not gonna go anywhere. And that'll just keep things from vibrating down, or you know, if something could maybe vibrate down and hit an axle, I don't know. But either way, this is kind of loose still, it's not crazy tight. All we gotta do now is feed this wire up to power. That is super bright, but what do you guys think? Think it's gonna work? I don't know. Found some wire I found from another project. This is gonna work great, I think. So it looks like it's about the same gauge of wire. So this should work pretty darn good, I think. I don't know. I should have looked around and seen if I had a switch laying around too. I should have some old switches. I'm thinking about just putting it on a switch inside the engine bay. Just plug it in hot, throw the switch on, and be done. Right, we got it all wired up. Come on down. Oh yeah. High speed. Pull our little wire up here. More than enough. You forget how short Samurais are. I can just tie it to the hot wire here and just run it across. We'll see what it looks like. So I found a switch that I had sitting upstairs, just, you know, one of my pilot switches when I take off. I want to go ahead and try this and just see if it works. So I'm gonna just strip the end of this thing and then see if this thing will fire off. Is this all we need to get this to run? I'm gonna be impressed if that's the case. That does not sound good. Sounds like trash. Sounds like it's not getting fuel. It's alive! Sounds horrible. Things aren't happy. Sounds like an alternator maybe. Hey, cleared up. We got a running Samurai, people. $500 Samurai that I thought I was just getting a rad body for. $130 in trailer tires. And it died. And a $50 fuel pump, and we have a running car. Was running anyway. Look at that firewall install. Bam. Had to turn the exhaust fan on. It stinks like kind of clogged up exhaust in here. Perfect. Ah. Airplane ready. Who knows what's living up in here? See if I can do it without having to pull the panel out. Oh, come on. I don't know if I can keep that on there or not, but we'll try. So I totally forgot to get battery cables, but I pulled the old bolt out, broke it actually, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and put this little 1/4-inch bolt in, which will work just fine. Oh yeah. Now we got our hot for that. All right, so we have everything routed up into the switch inside the dash. Back over here, I did find a little inline fuse thing that I had laying around upstairs. So I put that in and I put it on a spade just in case things get squirrely. I can just pull this and we now have killed all the power going to the pump. I think it's actually time to see if this thing will move on its own 4 wheels now.
I think someone's having a little too much fun in the little go-kart.
Stinks. I think we got a fire. Oh yeah. Phew. Hasn't ran in a bit. I think that might be a clogged cap because that thing is smoking. Had to put it in 4 low, but it worked. All right, we picked up a junkyard vehicle, been sitting in the field for over 20 years. I thought I was just getting a shell. I had no idea it had the drivetrain. We were able to get it running for just a few $100s. I only paid a few $100s for it, and we got good tires, and it stops. What should we do with it? You guys let us know down below.
Thanks for watching.
And let us know what you think of these videos. If you guys like them, if you don't, I don't really care. You can tell me you love it, you can tell me you hate it. It's fine with me. But I appreciate you watching. See you guys next time.